All right. Okay. That should be all synced up. Okay, guys. This has been such an incredible experience this whole week. I first want to just say thank you for the companionship and the sharing of food and the sharing of drinks and just space and time. I feel really honored to be with you guys and to have met all of you. I think it's a beautiful thing that at the onset of this, I really only knew Nathan and Lexi. And now we're in this camp of like, I don't even know, 25 people. It's a really incredible thing. So we just have 2 questions, and we're going to spend some time just kind of passing the mic around and sharing. And I'll go first just to kind of start it off. But the first question is, what brought you here? What brought you to Skoolie? What compelled you to come? And then the second question is, what are you taking from this experience back into the world with you? So I think for me, just to kick it off, I came to Skoolie last year for the first time, and it really changed my life because it was the first time when I got to be around so many like-minded people, and for the first time realized that I wasn't alone in this lifestyle. And I wasn't the only like crazy person out there who chooses to live in a van and cook in a van and pee in a bottle and exactly dump your stuff in the wherever. And that sense of community had a really profound impact on me because I realized what I was missing in my life, and that I was looking for that community maybe in the wrong places. With everybody has their own interests and vibes and lifestyles, and I think that I was trying to either make mine congruent with people's lifestyle that wasn't congruent with mine, or vice versa, like hoping that they would change for me. And so coming here and just seeing so many people of such a diverse background, ages, jobs, like all sorts of things, like such a beautiful thing to feel like you have a place where you belong. So I would say, and maybe I need to think about this even a little bit more, but what I'm taking back into the world is not waiting a year to get together and commune like this. I think that this is something so special, and there's no reason why it can't happen more often in my life. So I think I want to make a lot more active efforts to get together. And now we have that WhatsApp group chat that I'm hoping, like, wherever we are in our travels throughout the year, throughout the country or multiple countries, that we'll still be able to link up, because I would love to see all of you guys outside of this. So yeah, does anybody want to share next? Yeah.
Okay, first question is why we came to Skoolie, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Closer.
Yeah.
So I think we've been in the van for almost 2 years now, and van life gave us a lot of peace, a lot of like time to really reform our identity, especially after the pandemic. But what like we were missing the most was community. And like I was telling Gabi earlier, like I'm like on the borderline of like an introvert extrovert, and I like people, but I also realize I also need my own time. But the challenging part was like when I first met Eric, I was like, oh, this is the first friend I've made in like 8 months. And I'm like, that's like abnormal for me, and I felt like really out of touch with myself. So I think like what I'm really grateful for coming to Skoolie and taking back with me is like now I do have a community of nomads. I don't have to go awkwardly stalk them outside their van and like hope they come out and then like run up to them and be like, hi, do you want to be friends? Like now there's like a group of people that like I've met, and like it's just incredibly beautiful and powerful to see like how so many diverse people can come together and like just create such like a beautiful moment without like having prereqs going into like the relationship, right? You're just here, and then you're like, what can we create? What can we build? And it's just been such a beautiful experience.
That's awesome. Did you want to add on to that at all, Michael?
I agree. I'm along for the ride, but I appreciate everyone here and the people I met. So it really brought me a lot closer to people and really connecting with people. So
It's awesome.
Man of few words, but he's all about action.
There we go.
that's it.
All right, anybody wants to share next? All right.
Hello. When I left home, it was October of 2022 when I moved into my van, and I didn't know anyone else living the same lifestyle as me. I didn't have any other sort of van life friends or connections. And so for the first 2 months, I was very alone, and I traveled alone and didn't really talk to anybody. And it was fine because it was new and exciting, so everything was, fine. And then I got to Phoenix, and I met Diana and Honcho. And they were the ones that invited me to Skoolie. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm in a van. Everyone's going to be in school buses. It's Skooliepalooza. It's not like Vanpalooza. And she was like, no, it's super inclusive. It's everybody. It's vans, ambulances, school buses. Like, you should come. And I was really nervous too. I was really, really scared. But I did it because I wanted to make friends, and I thought it'd be a good way to. And I was not expecting to make a second family here. The community is amazing. And I met so many people in just that 1 week. And they've become lifelong friends now. I mean, now I still, am very good friends with all the people that I met last year. And seeing them again this year after a whole year of not seeing them, because, we're all on the road in different places. It was like no time had passed, you just see them again and you pick, up right where you left off. And it felt like I had seen them yesterday. And I feel like when you meet nomads that live similar to you, it's the similar lifestyle. It's you have that immediate connection where you feel like you've known them your whole life, because you have that understanding, you have a common understanding of the life you live and the challenges you go through every day. So yeah, I mean, I came to Skoolie for friends, and I walked away with family. But I met so many people that are so passionate about their hobbies and their careers, and they have so many diverse passions. And I've always struggled with having life dreams and wanting to go after them, but being too afraid to go after my dreams and passions. And after meeting all these people, it's really inspired me to not be afraid to, go after what I'm passionate about and start, putting in time and effort and practicing, whether that's photography or drone videography or, singing and playing an instrument. There's just so many passionate individuals here that have inspired me to live my dreams and to go after those and not be afraid to do so. So thank you all.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, you're up next, man.
What am I doing?
Well, so the two questions are, what brought you to Skooliepalooza? What drove you to come here?
I came here to meet my people. I have always felt like I haven't really belonged anywhere. I still don't, but I can belong here, and we can all belong together, which I think is really cool. That's it.
And then the second question is, what are you taking back with you out into the world from this experience?
Just more gratitude, and perhaps slowing down a bit. I'm grateful for all of you. I love that we built our own circle. Look at what we've done, and it's cool to watch everybody. Everybody wants to be together, and so I don't know. I'm just grateful to have found you guys, and I'll never forget that there is a place for me somewhere, and it's here. So with you guys.
I feel that, man. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Mark.
Of course.
Who's next? Who are we passing this mic to? All right. Yeah.
Let's see. The reason we came to Skooliepalooza, so we've only been on the road for about a year, and we've been very focused on the goals that we set for ourselves when we started this journey. And what's really cool is we didn't even know about Skooliepalooza until somebody reached out to us via social and let us know it was here. So we're like, oh yeah, we absolutely have to check it out. And we were thinking the event that we went to before was maybe 20, 30 people. When we showed up here, it was quite a surprise when there's hundreds of vans and buses. So that was really cool. But I would say our motivation for coming was really just to see what we couldn't learn, see what other people had to offer in any regard, really, like no expectation. We just really wanted to get in the middle of the pool and kind of see how we swim and see what things are like and what people are like, how the water is. And it's been a very educational experience. It's been really rewarding. I haven't gotten the chance to talk with everybody, but the people that I have been able to share words with, I feel like it's been really impactful on just how I perceive things. And I really like adding layers to how I continue to do that and grow in my own life. So the thing that I would take away is just kind of the added impact of each person I've gotten to share time with, and how that will aid me in my journey and what my life will look like going forward and how I'm going to make change for better.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, man. All right, Sam. Oh, take it away, man.
All right. So why did we come out to Skoolie? So many reasons.
To use the porta potty.
All right. Yeah. So first came out last year, and that was the first like van life event that I went to, like kind of a lot of y'all have said. And, just kind of wanted to, I'd been, like you said, traveling alone for a while, wanted the opportunity to, meet some other people who are out here doing this too. Had the good fortune of meeting like you, Nate, and Lexi. And, a year's gone by of like living on the road and going to other events like this. So now coming back this time, it's different. It's more like a reunion. Get to see a lot of familiar faces that, I've grown closer with during this like kind of shared experience on the road. And it's just a really like unique environment too, with meeting new people, and so many people just have so many cool creative talents and passions. So when all that comes together, out here, just really beautiful things happen, like what we're doing right now. Like,
there's a lot of spontaneity.
Yeah, right. So it's just really refreshing to be able to like come out and experience that. People we're all growing together, living life to our fullest, getting outside our comfort zone, and that's just not the kind of thing you experience in like kind of normal life, at least not as often. Going back into the world, so I'm kind of unique because I'm actually taking time like off the road right now, and I'm gonna get back on it in a few months. But going back, I guess it kind of reaffirms for me. It definitely kind of feels like home, like coming back out here. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm at home. So
nice. So I keep coming back to this idea that out in the real world, quote unquote, everyone just views us as, oh, that guy who lives in a van, that chick who lives in a bus. We kind of play into those roles. We identify with such, and because it's easy for us. But here, when everybody lives in a vehicle, nobody's special in that regard. But we have so many more things. We have so many talents and passions that do make us truly special in our own right. And through this shared thing that we all have, we can come together and really be, just make this insane, spontaneous connection that I just find beautiful. And the thing that I really am taking away from Skooliepalooza this year, I think, is you can't just wait for life to happen. You have to make it happen. There are a lot of things like this. If you hadn't taken the steps to set this kind of thing up, it wasn't going to happen. If, we hadn't rallied the people together for the potluck, it wasn't going to happen. You can't just always sit by passively waiting for those kinds of spontaneous things to occur. You have to create them, grab life by the balls and take it. Yeah.
No words truer said. Here, let me pass you this one.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kenny. I'm here with my wife, Ashlee. What brought us here is, our RV, our motorhome. We're in a Class C. We're a little different than others here in vans or schoolies, but I think we all share, that oneness where like people are saying we're not alone, we're living the vagabond life and the nomad life, and before we started about 3 months ago living on the road, and I had this feeling that it's pretty niche. Yeah, van life, you see it on social media, on Instagram, and it's a unique thing. And out here, it doesn't feel as unique. And I mean, it is, but when there's so many people around you that are doing the same thing, it's very comforting and comforting. And yeah, but I'll say that what brought us out here is, I think Ashlee and I I don't know if the mic's picking any of that up, but we have some excited people at our camp all the time, and
Constant excitement around here.
and it's a lot of fun here. And the group that's come together has been so organic and special. But Ashlee and I think have just been craving community, and came in here without much expectations, and we kind of feel like we hit the jackpot with like, we're part of a circle at Skooliepalooza. I thought we might be hanging out with one or two other people parked in a little camp and going into the folk fest, and we just kind of have a little festival camp here in its own little world. But it's been awesome trip and experience, and what I'll take away is just that I think just I want to continue to be intentional with like meeting people on the road, and not stopping looking for that community, being out, like going into other states or other parts of the country. And I just want to keep seeking that out and keep the momentum going, because that I think that's just important in life, to build on like what we experience, and keep learning and keep growing. So I'm gonna take all the friends that I made with me too.
Absolutely, man.
Staying connected on socials and trying to meet up further down the road. No pun intended, but
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me, Sheldon.
Yeah, man.
You're awesome.
Kenny. Thank you, man. One thing I kind of want to tag on to that about what you said about just like being in a circle at Skoolie is, nobody like forced us to be in this circle together. And it's not like summer camp where you're like put in a cabin and then like that's your cabin and you're stuck with it. It's like we all are continuing to choose to be here. Because like at any point in time, anybody could pick up and leave or move, but like we've made that choice, and every day, every hour, we're making that choice to be together. And that's just incredible. It's such a dream to like circle up the wagons, like circle up the bus and the school bus and the RVs and the Sprinter vans and the step van. Like, what a dream.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't attracted to each other for no reason, right? Like, when you look around the circle, you end up being like, I can totally see why you're here, right? Like, there's not like a single person you're like, why are you here? Like, everyone's like, oh, I can totally see why you're here. Like, your vibe is your tribe, right? And you're just like here, and you're like, this is such a vibe.
Well, thanks for sharing, Kenny, man.
Yeah. Just easier that way.
Hey, I'm Ashlee. I am so grateful to be here. I echo the gratitude. I echo the excitement. This week has just been a treat, and I also feel like I've hit the jackpot. I'm really proud of me and Kenny for taking the leap into this lifestyle, and for everyone here, because it's a pretty big deal, and it's kind of easy to forget that, like once you're in the middle of it and just getting through the day, or figuring out where to camp next, and you gotta go through all the logistics, and it kind of just becomes normal everyday life. And we're only a few months into it, but you get so used to it that it's easy to forget how truly special this lifestyle is, and the fact that this is our backyard, and we just came to the desert and created a neighborhood together and made new friends and new family. And I'm just, really grateful for this week. I want to take that with me as well, and take with me the friendships and the lessons of creativity. I agree. I think whenever you bring a ton of awesome people together and they're all just sharing their passions, it's really inspiring, and it makes me want to tap into all the things I've kind of allowed to lie dormant for a while, and make sure I'm constantly reassessing, am I being creative in my life? Am I fostering a community and making sure that I'm investing in the people around me? And so they're just really good reminders when it's easy to get stuck in the monotony of life, even with an awesome, lifestyle like this one. So it's just been a really fun week, and it was so easy to lose track of time out here and be in the moment, and I just felt super present, and I think everyone here has been that way. So thank you to all of you guys.
Thank you.
What's up, everyone? I'm Greg. I'm a little nervous, so I'll probably sound a little awkward, but don't we all? I'm here because I'm kind of between chapters in life. I figured out a better way of saying midlife crisis, because it's not a crisis. For me, I've had a mental health journey for the last few years, and I think... Oh, there's the fan.
There
guy.
he is. The paraglider taking off, and the dogs are going, oh, wow. This is live. Wow.
That's the way to get around. Go get some gas real quick. That's what I want to do. I'm gonna go to the gas station, guys. He'll get far enough away.
I was thinking I wanted to do van life, but now I think I want to do powered parachute life. Start some hangers off of that. You could store your food on a line. You're good to go. Yeah. Well, it's nice to be interrupted when you're getting vulnerable with mental health talk. But yeah, last few years I've had a pretty wild go, and I think I kind of got the foundation for all the stuff that I wanted to work on. And the main thing for me was kind of bringing that to community, because a lot of my issues made me isolate a lot. And not be my true self, not listen to my gut, all those kind of signs of being unhealthy. And I learned how to be healthy, but I hadn't really been able to practice doing that with others and be able to trust other people. And being here, it's felt like therapy. I feel like everywhere I've walked, there's been peer into a van, and there's a full-on men's mental health circle going. The next one's talking about something serious like abortion or trauma or whatever, and it's just been very real talks, and I'm very used to that now and really comfortable. And I felt empowered here, and not super, not really worried about anyone's responses to my vulnerability and all that. So yeah, I've just felt stronger and empowered and a lot more communal, which is great. And it's awesome because you don't really care what you're doing here. I could be trying out a one wheel, or going for dog walks, doing yoga, almost got a tattoo. It doesn't matter what I'm doing.
It's not too
here.
late.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I'm just happy being here with people and want to kind of keep that momentum going. So yeah, pretty stoked. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's got to be communal, so everyone's got to come and creep on me like we did with Mark. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's my story. So happy to keep it rolling.
Thanks for sharing, Greg.
Yeah,
we appreciate you, man.
We love having you here, Greg.
you get your mic in your hand and all of a sudden you're like, woo. My name's Jared. This is my, what are the two questions we're doing here?
So the first one is, what brought you to Skoolie? What drove you here? What compelled you to come? And the second one is, what are you taking from this experience back into the world with you?
Beautiful. Well, when someone asks me a question, I end up telling a story every time. But yeah, my name's Jared. I live in a step van. It's like a bread truck. So this is my second time at Skooliepalooza. And my first time I came here with an unfinished van, and I had a bed and like a diesel heater. And I knew one person, my buddy Mark here. And I was like full of anxiety, like I don't know if I belong, my van's not finished, like all this nonsense of just like I don't know if like I should even come. And I did. And what it taught me was like we had this awesome circle, and here we are again, like an incredible circle of different people, some the same, but like a lot of like completely different humans that are just like so accepting and loving. And that's like so wildly unique to have so many like, you know, quote strangers be so fantastic to you at all times. And also like it also taught me that like coming out and being with community is like, for me, I'm a Taurus. I'm learning my astrology stuff. I'm learning like that like being a Taurus but also someone who lives in a van and is alone a lot can often be difficult. So after I went to the last Skooliepalooza, I knew that like it was a safe, like lovely place to come like meet people. And this year I had went to the Florida Keys on this crazy pilgrimage to try and make that happen in my bread truck. And it went so bad. And it was so stressful, and I knew no one, and the only person I met was like not someone I wanted to hang out with, and I couldn't get away from this dude. And he parked next to me every day at the one beach. And I finally decided to like, screw it, I'm just gonna come here, head out west, whatever. I know like I know the fan man's coming.
Guy's living his best life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, what brought me here this year actually is like to kind of sum it up as best as I can, and obviously long form as I do, is that like I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. I come from a place growing up where like mental health is never talked about, where like having like mental illness is shunned, like where anxiety is not something that's like something you should just figure out on your own and you should like hide from. And like lately I've come to terms with a lot of like that, like those are not truths, and like that regardless, like there's this big part of me that has always been like, you need to go be in the van and go be happy alone in the middle of nowhere and make that happen and just be like by yourself. But at the same time, like coming to terms with like, hey man, maybe that's like not what's good for you at the time. And like community is what you like strive for. And realizing that in Key West, I came here also like recently finding out like being in a queer relationship with someone and like maybe screwing that up. And figuring out that I have like a lot more to explore with all of that to unpack, which I won't right now, is like I was like, I gotta come here and be with some good people. And like as it did last year, it just like absolutely came true again. And here I am in like this beautiful circle with like wonderful humans who are just like so accepting, and like I've had like some big cries with some good people already in the last couple days. And like just like having like these people that like I've known for I mean, in total, we're counting days, if not like maybe a couple weeks at most, but really not like 9 days total if I count last schoolie and like just the people that I knew last year and not including the people that I've met here is like so reassuring in humanity to know that like, wow, like people like love you when you're sad and love you when you're not. And like, even if they don't really know you, and like to remember that is like so beautiful and unique and like such a special thing. And that's why I'll always try and be here every year, regardless if like I have my van or I roll up in a Toyota Corolla in a tent. Like it's like one thing this schoolie showed me is like it has nothing to do with the rig you're in. It has nothing to do with the money you have. It is all about showing up in the middle of fucking nowhere, and if you need help, people gotcha, and like if you want to have fun, people gotcha, and like no matter what, like people gotcha, and that's like something really beautiful to take away
Wow.
from this one.
Amen, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
nice.
thanks for sharing.
Oh man. Hi, I'm Chad. I'm here with my wife Ashlee as well, and if you would have asked me, not Kenny's Ashlee. Schoolie's done a lot to us, but it's not.
There are
it's
two
not done
Ashleys in this camp.
Yeah.
For context.
No, you would have asked me about a little more than a month ago if I wanted to do this. I would have said absolutely no, you're out of your mind, I can't do this, because a social thing like this just wouldn't have seemed like my thing at all. I didn't feel like I knew how to make friends in adulthood anymore. I guess that's just a kind of a dehumanized thing that I've done to myself with working and just keeping to myself and my close-knit group of friends at home. So what actually brought me here was that when we hit this journey, just us two, we came to Sedona and we met Greg and we met Mark, and things clicked so fast. And I did realize that that making friends with this type of people, this type of group, was actually very easy. You just needed to find it, and you needed to get out of your comfort zone and hit people up, and just talk to people, because I think actually talking to a lot of people, they all feel the same way. I just didn't realize that. So coming out of this is a lot more confidence. I just have confidence in social situations. A lot of the anxieties come away because I know that we're all in it together, and it's really cool. This whole thing is amazing. I didn't know that anything like this could exist, just from reading the comment sections, Don't read the comment section.
It's awesome, man. You also discovered you're a sniper at volleyball.
Yes. Yeah.
Watch out for this
completely
guy. This guy
forgot
and
about
Kenny.
that. I've never really, I'm short, so I avoided net sports all my life. And then I had so much fun last night playing some glow-in-the-dark
We're going to have
volleyball.
a rematch tonight. It's on.
Maybe you'll have me on your team.
Hey, there we go. That's right. Red Light District stays together tonight. So,
All right, I'll pass on.
All right. Well, hi, I'm Anna. Thanks for bearing with me as I cry. I already cried at a lot of your guys' stories and what you were saying, and so I'm sure I'll cry a little bit when I'm talking, but I'm a crier. More paragliding. So this has been a fantastic experience. I'm going to echo what a lot of you had already said, but I have kind of a different situation. I'm actually not on the road anymore. I was living in my van full time for 1.5 years and didn't hear about Skooliepalooza until I had stopped living in my van. So I would have loved to hear about it before, but I'm so glad to be here now. I wasn't able to go the first year after I heard about it, helping with my grandma. Second year, last year, I was in Asia. And this year, I almost didn't come because I've had a lot of big life changes and it just felt very overwhelming. But I'd heard so many good things about, the community and the experiences here that I kind of forced myself to go. I have a lot of social anxiety. I've been also dealing with a lot of mental health stuff over the past several years. And so I almost didn't come. And I'm so, so, so grateful and thankful that I did. The first night, I wasn't sure where to park, what to do. I ran into a couple people. They invited me here, and I, ended up meeting all of you lovely, lovely people, having super deep conversations in Mark's bus and sitting around the fire. And it was just so welcoming. I wasn't sure if I was going to, make a lot of friends or what the experience was going to be like. And it was just everything that I knew and didn't know I needed. It's just been absolutely wonderful. And I feel like over the past several years, I've realized life is going to keep teaching you the same lessons until you kind of take them to heart. And one of those lessons I think life is teaching me is that I need community more in my life. Love my friends, but they're all scattered around the country. And I feel like having friends over FaceTime is a little different than, community. And it's lovely just to feel this communal sense of being together. And so that's actually one of the reasons I've, am living in a home base right now instead of on the road. I'd like to get back out on the road again, but I feel like that sense of community has been just what we're experiencing here is really lovely and something I want to foster more in my life. Like you were saying, making things happen, right? And it's not just going to happen by itself. So, that's what I'm taking out, going back out into the world is just looking for those opportunities to connect with people, reach out on a deeper level, have those meaningful conversations, and just have fun. You can't be in your feels all the time, right? You gotta just enjoy life and do what we're meant to do here, which is just enjoy each other and help each other and grow together. So, that's what I'm taking out back into the world.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Anna.
Hi, I'm Gabi. I live in a school bus, and first question is, what brought you to Skoolie? Mm-hmm. What brought us to Skooliepalooza? So I'm kind of like Chad and Anna, where I'm social anxiety a little bit and wasn't really sure if I wanted to or what to expect from the experience. And my partner is the complete opposite. So in an effort to try to find balance, we're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna go. I'm like, all right, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no expectations. We're just gonna go. We'll see what happens. We don't know where we're gonna park, anything. Made some friends immediately, got invited into this circle, and it was just, everything was so easy. It's like, I don't know, like the universe just brought us all together for a reason. Everybody's from different backgrounds and everybody has their own unique story, and it's just, it's a really, really beautiful and impactful experience for me personally. And just like the authenticity that everybody brings is just like showing up as their truest version is really inspiring for me. That's something that I've struggled with a lot of my life. So just being around people who are just so willing to just share and be themselves, and just we got here on Thursday, today's Saturday, and I've had very deep conversations, gotten to know people on just levels that, I've had friends for years, and never been able to connect like that. So I love that. And it's a really special thing to be able to do. And I don't know if it's the lifestyle, being able to connect so much to just nature and the outside world, but it just being here for 2 days, it just seems like people are just so much more open and willing to just show you who they are and be themselves. And I love that. And it's really beautiful to be a part of it. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, I think for me, that's just what I'm like also going to be taking away from the whole experience, is just like more confidence to just be myself, and to just, you know, how like when you're vulnerable and when you just show up as yourself, like you naturally just attract, and the universe will literally put you in the situations where like, you know, you belong in. So I love that. And thank you all so much. And yeah, that's what I'm taking away.
Thanks for sharing, Gabi.
All right. I mean, echoing that, I'm definitely, like Gabi said, I'm definitely more of the, I get energy through connection through others. And so I've been craving community for a long time, and being on the bus since February, so almost a year. And Skooliepalooza was always a thing that I wanted to join, but I had no clue like how it was going to be getting in, or, you know, I kind of had the same mindset as Kenny, be on the outside and just go in, just walk in, and didn't expect to feel so connected right when we parked. And some of the deepest conversations I've ever had, just with anybody really. And it's just like right from this get, you know. And it's, for me, it's just a shock, you know. It makes me think about all the relationships I've had in the past, and, you know, I'm not the one to have those deep conversations with anybody. So it's just like it's a really cool shock to the system of like, well, I kind of want to have this type of relationship with all the people I've known for like my whole life, you know. So it's to me, that's what I'm bringing back is I really like the deepening of not being afraid to talk about your emotions or your thoughts, or just like real life stories, and not be so like surface level stuff is fine. It really is, like, but it's nice to have these deep conversations and really get to know someone on a different level. So that's what I'm definitely bringing back. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a couple more people joining. You want to?
Thanks.
We just keep it going, pass it along.
I'll wrap it up pretty quick. No, but I'm Jose, and I'm out here because my friends Jaime and Michael invited me to this. I didn't know about this a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I didn't even look it up that much, but like, just I looked at the comments and stuff like that, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I have to go to this. Like, and then so I'm a travel nurse, so they put me on call all the fucking time, and like the schedule gets really crazy, and I was sitting having lunch next to one of my buddies. I'm like, hey bro, you just want to take my call for these days? And he's like, oh yeah, I got you. And I was like, okay, that's the whole fucking weekend is free. For sure, I'm fucking gonna go. I'm not gonna miss that shit, you know. Like, the stars were just lining up, and I got here right away. You know, they introduced me to you guys, this beautiful circle of people, and right away I felt like home, and I started having a great time, you know. We brought champagne, and I started drinking a lot. And I guess, like, just to summarize real quick, like, the message that I'm taking home is like, there's a great group of people that like to live in the moment, bro, and like to party and have a great time. Like last night, I just can't believe I was on top of that bus, you know, with strangers that I just met that night, and having the time of my fucking life, bro. And I'm like, there's a, you know, great group of people out there that, you know, live in the wild, and they just know how to live it up. So I love that. That's it.
Amazing, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, sure.
You already went? Yeah. Oh God.
You want to?
Mike's not getting out of this. He's got. He thinks.
He wants to have the last.
Mike thinks he's getting out of this, but there is no way I'm gonna allow that. I'm Justin. I live in a van. I'm also an addict, but this is the wrong group. Yeah. What are the two questions?
So what brought you to Skoolie? What compelled you to come? The second question is, what are you taking from this experience back into the world with you?
So what brought me, I mean, I knew about Skoolie. I'd heard about it last year. I've been on the road for about probably 2.5 years, and I've been to a couple meetups. I knew about Skoolie, and I missed it last year, and I kind of regretted that because soon after Skoolie I went down to Baja and I met Mike and Dee, and they had this experience at Skoolie where they wouldn't shut up about, honestly, in a good way. Like, it really affected them in a way where, I was like, I cannot, if I'm on the road this year in 2024, I'm not going to miss it, because it affected them so much. And so I knew that I was going to be going. And like when I got here, or leading up to this, I kind of with like an attitude that I might be on my way out, like from road life, It's been an amazing experience these last 2.5 years. I accomplished a lot of what I set out to do when I hit the road. And so I kind of went into this like feeling a little burnt out, but leading up to it, I've had conversations with friends on the road about maybe like recapturing some of the spirit of road life, the process, because the process of road life is a pain in the dick, like filling up your water and like finding places to dump gray water, and like, where are you going to shit that morning? Or like, where are you sleeping that night? Am I going to get knocked on in the middle of the night? I'm tired of not getting a good night's sleep, and it weighs on you. And so like going into this year, there was this kind of notion that I might be nearing the end. But also recognizing that there could be a little bit of maybe a change in my perspective. And if this is my last year, maybe I can relearn to love the process again. And I'm not saying that Skoolie like changed that. What I will say about Skoolie is that I also deeply resonate with the people that were talking about some of the conversations that were had here. There's been a handful of times in my life where I felt like really alive, and almost all of them revolve around having like deep soul level conversations that I haven't had like anywhere else. And that did happen here this weekend. And it was it was powerful. I don't know how else to describe it. So when I hear friends talk about those sorts of experiences, I got to experience it myself, so I know it's not just a lot of lip service. Like, it really does happen here. And if it can happen here, it could happen anywhere, which is also reassuring, in today's world. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very grateful to be here. I've got a lot of gratitude. I'm glad that I came. There's a lot of uncertainty in my life right now. And I too am walking away with this feeling of just showing up authentically as myself and trusting that the universe is going to unfold the way in which it's supposed to for me. And for me, that looked like on a whim, just joining two friends that were coming here. I knew nobody else, and the way this circle started, I believe, was just Mark and like one or two other people. And it just, because of the kind of person Mark is, and the kind of, it like formed into this beautiful thing. And now like our circle's fucking huge. And I don't even know everybody, and I don't even know everybody's name. And I won't remember anybody's name. But I'll remember your faces, and I'll definitely remember some of the stuff that you guys said. And with that, I will pass to Mike. But thank you so much for putting this on. This is beautiful.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I want you to add something. Take it home.
Me adding is too much. I apologize. The two questions.
So the first one is,
what brought me to Skoolie, and what was the takeaway?
See, you already know.
Cool.
Yeah,
So this is my second Skooliepalooza, and kind of just piggybacking off of what Justin said, I had such an enriching experience last year. And it's so cool because a lot of those individuals that I had that experience with, I'm now spending more time with them. Between Mark, D, Annika, January. See, which is like the most beautiful name, by the way. But yeah, and it's just like, last year we had, Mark's bus, man. Mark's bus just puts like an environment, and kudos to Mark because that bus has just been the foundation of so many beautiful conversations. Last year I had a grown man cry on my shoulders, and it was the most beautiful experience that I honestly have been able to witness. And so, Mark provides the environment, and all of us have provided such beautiful perspectives and stories and thoughts. And one of the things that Justin and I were talking about yesterday was just how respectful everyone is to those thoughts and to everyone's stories, and just how warm everyone is. I mean, the potlucks, I mean, just incredible. I've unfortunately, my contributions have been blueberries and cashews, so I apologize. But so guys, help yourself to the cashews. But just like it's those little things that you just kind of realize it's so much bigger than just us, right? And it's just like this family environment that is just so amazing. And one of the things that obviously is challenging about living on the road, and I've shared a lot about this, is like the community, right? Like, yes, there is community, but when it comes to that, like that consistent, constant community, it's harder to find, right? Unfortunately, we are going to go our separate ways, and we will, hopefully still connect with one another, but it can get lonely out there. And, I've been sleeping the past 2 weeks at Walmart's and Planet Fitnesses, and kind of just waking up and being like, man, I'm 28 years old. Like, I've been doing this now for 3.5 years, and I'm so thankful for all of the experiences, but it's hard. And the community part is something that I have realized in my past life. And I think last Skooliepalooza was an accelerator to that, of just how much community means to me. Like, I could be in the most beautiful places, but if I don't have the people that I love to share those experiences with, it just feels so empty, right? When people ask me my favorite state or my favorite place that I've been to, it doesn't go to the location themselves. It goes back to the people that I was able to share those experiences with. And, as much as Skooliepalooza and these mountains are great, my experience can only be encapsulated by just the conversations, the people, the energy, the love. And I haven't had those conversations with everyone, but I truly do believe we are cut from the same cloth. And that is what connects us so deeply, right? Like, we can meet we can meet someone, but we already know that we're so connected just by the way that we live. And I think that has just been an accelerator to all of these conversations. Like, the first night we had such intimate, beautiful conversations in Mark's bus, and I remember thinking, like, I didn't know any of these people 6 hours before, and just how freaking cool is that? And so what I'm taking away is just to continue to show up as the fullest expression of myself, because I truly believe the authenticity, really just stepping into that. I've always said vulnerability is the bridge to human connection. And I think everyone has done such a beautiful job of stepping into that this weekend. And I think if we can continue to be the light and continue to be the lighthouse in all of our communities back at home, that will attract those people. And I think that's one thing that I've really realized in my life with stepping into that and really being that guy that, is very much more in touch with my emotions and being deep and trying to ask those questions. It's attracted so many beautiful people into my life. And it's also repelled, some people. And I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I really want to honor who I am. And honestly, all of us are so uniquely gifted, and we have so much insight and perspectives to share. And we owe that to ourselves to continue to share that with other people. So I'm so grateful to spend this time with all of you. It's been, family away from home, and it's hard to describe, and this experience to anybody else outside of these, outside of this, wherever we are, the desert. But I think that's the cool part, right? You really can't put it into words. You just kind of have to be there. You just kind of have to feel it. It's not something that it's not tangible. So thank you. I think what we're doing, I'm actually pretty bummed that I wasn't able to hear everything beforehand, but I think this is just so beautiful, right? This is like a Saturday night. I used to spend my Saturday nights going to the bar, drinking, being like, what am I doing with my life? This is what I want to be doing with my life. Yeah. And I'm just so happy to have this space with you guys. So thank you. Love y'all.
Damn. Well, what a way to end it. I mean, that was inspiring, man. That was
man.
quite this.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Truly was.
And
I
thought I had nothing to say. I was like, I'm good.
He was holding it in, just waiting to release it.
The passion comes out, man.
We've been going for just about an hour, guys. I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Unless there's anything somebody is dying to say as well. I love you guys too. Yeah. Thank you so much for sitting down and doing this. This is such I think a beautiful way to really encapsulate this experience and have something that we can all remember it through the audio of this, through the video of this. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's get some food and then let's party. Thank you for listening to the Spring Street Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, sign up for the Patreon to receive exclusive behind-the-scenes content and check out the sponsor links in the description.